Hey everybody, welcome back to Profito's Gaming Network. As you can see here, we're going to be starting with some Kirby's 20th Anniversary Dream Collection. As you guys seen, I did the unboxing for this, so I figured, hey, why not go ahead and play through some of these, since these are honestly some of my favorite Nintendo games right here. Besides, you know, basic Mario, Zelda. But I've always been into Kirby. I've always loved playing it, whether it's on the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, DS, Super Nintendo, NES, or whatever system. I've always had fun, so I figured, hey, you know what? Why not do a little playthrough of it? So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing an entire, like every single one on this, but I don't know, I'll probably pick a select few and go through it. Let's see, of course we got the challenge stages, which I might do later on, once I fiddle around with them for a bit. Then you got your classic titles, Kirby History, which is actually pretty cool because, as you can see, it kind of goes through like all the years from when it basically first came out, see, all the way to now. Actually, that was really cool because it gives you kind of like a little brief history on it and everything. Alright, so yes, return to the main menu. Alright, so I think the first one I'm actually going to start on is, of course, the first one that actually I believe came out, which is Kirby's Adventure. Let's go ahead and get to it. I remember when I first started playing this one when I was younger and stuff, I got like addicted to it. I literally played through like a chunk of the game within the entire day. Yay! So yeah, I kept it pretty classic right here. Nice. I kind of figured they're going to have the little borders because I wasn't sure if they're actually going to sit there and try to stretch the image or not. Yay! Yeah, I think I forgot how many times I've actually played through this game, so I'm not sure if this is going to be like a really quick walkthrough with me or what, but no, I thought, yeah, I don't know, I've always enjoyed Kirby. It's always been like a decent, simple game. Nothing violent like your Halo or your Call of Duty, but no. There's nothing wrong with violent games at all, but like something simple like this is pretty cool, because honestly any person at any age can honestly enjoy a game like this. Depending on your taste of games, that is. Fire breath, okay. No, shit. So I was trying to figure out, because I'm used to newer Kirby, so I was like, wait, is this going to give me a fireball or a fire breath? It's my spark attack. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay, I'm doing bad at not taking damage. There we go, got some health going on right there. Ouch. Come here. Oh, what? Huh. Yeah, I remember I guess in the older Kirby you didn't actually get anything from that. Yeah, I think I remember in the newer Kirbys, I think they actually gave you, those actually let you freaking throw bombs around. This one, I don't think they have that ability yet. They got the awesome crane. What was it? That actually lets you get extra lives in the game. It's pretty awesome. This one you actually have to hold it down, then once you let go, it'll sit there and try to grab it. I remember the first one I tried doing this a long time ago, I was confused because like I kept freaking screwing it up and then freaking not actually grabbing anything correctly. Let's see if I can actually grab this big one. Might have went a bit too much to the right, but let's see if I grab it. Come on, come on. Would you fall out? Oh, you suck. Whatever. Oh, no bonus. It's no bueno. Oh, yes. Okay. On to stage 2. Stage 1 is like basically really... nothing really difficult. It's just kind of your basic thing to kind of start giving you the... I don't know, kind of like almost like a basic walkthrough is like how the game kind of plays a little bit. Watch out for these cannons because they'll just sit there and follow you if you try to fly over them. Warp Star, go! I just kind of like my cutter because I'm going to start chucking. Is this the boss? Yeah, I think so. Or a slight boss at least. Honestly, if you have items, actually the funny part is like even if you have items, you can do a good chunk of damage at a time, but actually you can do more damage by actually throwing the items that they spit out. Like, that's what it was. Okay, I guess the small bombers don't give you powers, but if you suck up like one of the bosses, hold on, let's see if I can find a decent area where there's actually a good amount of enemies to use this like this. So yeah, like the boss, he will basically kind of wipe out anything that's on the freaking screen. These guys, you get nothing. But as I was saying, basically with a lot of the bosses, like, yeah, the powers work fine and all that, but basically if you actually the stars or coconuts or whatever, depending on the boss that spits out, those items that he spits out is going to do far more damage than you basically like spamming whatever ability you have. Seems kind of weird, but then I guess if your freaking ability did so much damage, then it wouldn't really make the bosses any more challenging. Beam? Oh yeah. Ouch! No! Give me back my beam! Okay. Sweet. One thing you gotta be careful too is if you sit there and jump up and suck something. Hold on. You see my favorite sword power here. Ah, that sucks. I just freaking killed him. Whatever. But yeah, one thing is I've had times where I sit there and jump in the air, suck something up that's like, oh shit, I can't float because I have something in my mouth. So that's one thing you gotta be a little bit careful of when playing through these ones. But then again, a lot of these tips, the average person who's already played a ton of Kirby's would already know pretty much all this. But for those who aren't familiar with Kirby games, then give kind of little tips and tidbits here and there. I've played through this one freaking ton of times. Whether it's the one I really liked is when they remade it on the Game Boy Advance. I thought that was actually really cool. They did a pretty decent job at actually like revamping everything. And there's also the 3DS version where they actually made it 3D. 3D wasn't like super like in your face, but it actually, you can kind of tell it added a bit more depth into the game. Or depth, I'm sorry. Oh, there's one I like. It's going to really speed through everything a bit. Of course, in the water, you can't use your abilities, but you can still sit there and squirt. Ouch, you squirt water everywhere. But the only lame part is if you lose your item in the water, you're kind of screwed because they don't give it to you back. So that's the only one thing you gotta be careful of. And shit, I only got 2 life bars left. No! Ah. There you are. Come here. Get back here. I'm going to eat you. Alright. Actually, I can totally use that. Hold on. Come here. Into the finish line. See if I can actually get this all the way up. Dang. Oh, I got up to 4 at least. It's another thing on these ones, you have to time your A button. Of course, if you're playing this on the Wii, it's going to be your 2 button, but yeah, you got to time it basically at a decent pace. Should, if I remember correctly, be a boss fight in this one. I think it's the tree. Oh, I have to go upwards. Never mind. Oh, yeah,